That craft,
That craft,
that craft.
that craft,
We the real Negus and we back.
for that ass,
That craft,
that craft,
that craft.
that craft,
HBO got a show about blacks.
and it's not whack.
Hey, it ain't. It
It's
ain't.
not really. It's really not.
Mike, man, we got a Black National Treasure episode.
Now that was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Niggerdom.
Yeah, man. We got like we got all the adventure shows, man. Like
Yeah,
all the movies.
that was what's the one that Johnny Depp was in?
I don't know
It was Pirates of the Chicagoans.
it was kind of like we got the mummy, but it was like
Yeah,
the black mummy would be like the Madeira
yeah.
or something like
But
that.
like honestly, though, wasn't the mummy supposed to be a black mummy? Like it happened in Africa, but it was just all white people.
That's very true. That's very true. And then they show who's supposed to be Cleopatra. The one with Tom Cruise in it. They completely whitewashed it. I don't even know what that movie was about. It was just
I've never seen it. I've only seen the commercials.
it was just a series of scenes that get you to Tom Cruise running.
Right.
So it was
That's what
like
all Tom Cruise movies are about. Is Tom Cruise running to jump on a motorcycle.
right. And that's literally what happened. Like who had a motorcycle back during the mummy times? But no, man, like you said, it was like Indiana Jones. This was more like you can't call it Indiana Jones. You gotta call it like St. Louis Jones
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like
Gary
Detroit
Indiana
Jones.
Jones. Gary
Huh?
Indiana Jones.
Gary
Gary
Indiana
Indiana.
Jones. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it, Mike. You hit the nail on the head right there.
Or, or Indianapolis Jones and the Temple of Niggerdom.
Naptown Jones or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna stick with Gary Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
There are only a few cities that are blacker than Gary, Indiana,
Yeah.
and man, we got it in this episode, man. Like they was all down on the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
You don't see black people going into a museum and finding history that leads to a trap door that you got to follow the light because the light leads to something.
Like
So I said,
that's one of the things I like about this show, man, is that it showed black people in different aspects. Like I just like the fact that it was a boy in the library just telling their ass to shut the fuck up, bro.
that
Like
was
that boy wanted to
wild.
read, man. He's trying to get his knowledge.
That is exactly. And as you know, what's so funny is like immediately after we wrapped taping of the last episode 3, which was, I'm still blown away by that
Mm.
one. All the reports came out of who the kids were that was sitting around the table.
Right.
And they said one of them was Emmett Till.
Right.
I think another one, I don't remember who the other one was. I think one was Amanda Seales as a little girl.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yes, because she always blathering about something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but I wonder who that little boy was in the library. Like, was that Urkel Daddy?
That might have been Little Malcolm X. I don't know.
You think it was Little Mal? You think
No,
it was?
that was a little. He was a little too young for Malcolm X. So who would have been about 10 in 1952, 1950? That means they
Yeah.
were born in 1940. They would have been
And they
like
had to be
20.
outspoken.
Yeah, and they had to have their third eye open by that might. That's I'm saying. Okay, so I'm trying to think. I got to think. We got to think about that, bro.
Yeah.
That.
It'll come to us. It'll come to us. All I could think
So if
about.
Fred Hampton was killed in '68, and he was 21, that mean he was born like that might have been Fred Hampton.
It could have been. I was thinking it was Cochise, because that was around the time.
That was right
right
before they
before
killed Cornbread, right?
Right, that was right before. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was right there in Chicago too. So that was one of my favorite movies. Shouts out to the Black Classics.
Yeah.
Wait, or was it Preach? Which one had the glasses?
I think it was pre. Hey, you know
It,
that could have been Furious Styles. You know, Furious Styles grew up in
it could have
Chicago.
been. Yeah, it could have been. It could have been. Yeah, but he was trying to get everybody to be quiet at the library. I liked the picture of W.B. Du Bois. Do you think that white people see pictures of like old black heroes and like
They have
light
no
up
idea
like
who they
we
are.
did?
They have
Huh?
no idea who they are.
I know, right? I was like, wait a minute,
But they
that's
don't know who
W.B. Du
black
Bois.
people, like most of the black peoples of today are. Like, they have no idea who.
Nah, yeah,
Like,
cause you see those pictures of like I saw this meme like a while back. It was just a tall black man,
yeah.
and these white girls took a picture with him, thought it was 2 Chainz.
I can believe it.
Nigga
I can
ain't got no
believe it,
dreads,
man.
he ain't got no sunglasses. He didn't even have a chain.
Yeah. But apparently it was 2 Chainz.
Yeah. But man, let's get into the show, man. The episode was dope, man. We started with Montrose. It's hard to call him Montrose,
That's
considering
Omar, man.
his name is Omar.
That's Omar Daddy, right? This is the backstory of Omar Daddy. That's how Omar got to be like this, man.
Right, and I was thinking like he was having flashbacks of all his previous HBO characters.
Yeah.
Like from Omar dreaming about Marlo coming and Kennard shooting him in the back of the head,
Yeah, man.
to him being at war with Dr. Narcisse
Yep.
on Boardwalk Empire, which, man, a lot of people really
Man, you
did you
can't
watch?
sleep on that. But yeah, they ended Boardwalk Empire too soon, man.
They did, but man, them scenes with Jeffrey Wright
Yeah,
and
when Dr. Narcisse came, that was the real shit.
man,
He
he
was
was
scary, man.
so powerful, huh?
He was scary.
He
Dr.
was
Narcisse.
downright scary. Yeah, he really was, man, and especially what he represented.
Right.
You know,
Because he was a follower of Marcus Garvey.
he was, and he was pushing Garvey and pushing drugs on the
Right.
folks, and that's crazy. And eventually, he was gonna come up against Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah.
And then he would have been the Godfather of Harlem. They would have had to
But they
intertwine
moved
something.
it to HBO because he was in New Jersey, though.
Right. That's true. But yeah, man, he was having flashbacks. But what he was doing, he was like just overwhelmed with the knowledge of this book, the origin of the ancient dawn, and George gave him specific instructions, Mike. Give the book the tick. And instead of him doing it, you could, like, all of these scenes are building up to what we already know. Like, we know that he ain't Tick Daddy.
Right.
That explains his motivation.
Right.
Gotta be, right?
Like, he ain't Tick Daddy.
Yeah, and so
he ain't Tick Daddy, and George is Tick Daddy, and he protecting George's only son.
Right. And he's trying to be Tick Daddy Dollars and protect the family by hoarding all the knowledge.
Right.
And like that's classic grifter behavior, man. Like,
but you got to think about it from Omar's position or Montrose position, as if his brother wasn't like so adamant about going to search for knowledge, basically doing that Green Book, he would have still been alive, right? So preventing him from getting that shit is the only tactic he might have to keep his brother's son alive. You know,
that's true. But I mean, he had specific instructions.
Man, that nigga dead though. Like, if a nigga who dead tell you what to do, are his instructions invaluable, right? Like, he must not know what the hell to do. He ended up dead.
That's very true. Like, I like to believe that, you want to at least, like it's no better way to honor the family than to like at least keep their memory alive going with the last charge they
Yeah,
gave.
but I guess you got to weigh if keeping the memory alive is worth more than keeping an actual motherfucker alive. Like he's trying to
Very
keep
true.
Nick alive.
Very true. Very true. But as we saw in this episode, like just how it all unfolded, like, yeah, in the beginning you feel like that, but like you don't have to get drunk and go on a whole like, you know what I'm saying? Like dude was losing it. Like, I mean, then he closed out the burning of the book. He burned the book and then said it smelled like Tulsa.
Yeah,
Like
like
that ain't protection kind of behavior. Like that's
right,
mad toxic.
right. I wonder though. Let me ask you this though. This is what I always wonder. Why do like you don't drink? I drink, right? But I don't know why TV alcoholics always got to drink out of the bottle. Like, and why they don't buy a whole big bottle instead of just all them small bottles?
You
Like, you
know,
know
that's
you're gonna get blitzed.
what
Why not buy a big bottle?
you actually bring up a really funny point because they make drinking look so rough and unpleasurable. But then when they fire up a cigarette or like when they smoke, they make smoking look so cool. Like,
Right,
I mean, they have it hanging off the lip, they have it
right.
in the ear. Like you can't put a filth right here and just have it hidden under your cap. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the ways that the legacy of Braithwaite's still haunt our images of you know singing sin and Jan. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like, cause you know, a real drunk man could still like get a cup and some ice, maybe a little ginger ale with your whiskey.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things, man. Like they really try to drive home alcoholism in these scenes, especially with the black man. Like they he had the that was real snot and spittle. Like when Omar acts, he hoards spittle in the corners,
Yeah.
and it's like he calls on it to make it phlegm, and he manipulates. It's like that's his superpower
Yeah.
to like draw emotion.
Yeah, he's
Like,
spitting it.
yeah, he literally spitting.
But
um,
but yeah, so he burned the Book of Man.
yeah, he burned it, and then they cut to um, Rihanna playing on the radio in the 50s, which let us know that Rihanna is like a gypsy, like she didn't been
Right.
here before.
She a
You know,
vampire.
that's what it is. That's how she have like this control over everybody. It's the eyes. The eyes have been around for a number of years, and they was playing her joints back on the radio. The
Yeah.
white girl was riding through. She was speeding. She was doing her white privilege. She was on her Lindsay Lohan with the driving, and
She drove past the Chicago Museum of Art.
she
No,
did.
that's
She
no, that was the Chicago Museum of Science and
man,
Technology.
it
Right?
it looked like the Smithsonian for a second.
It really did, though. I honestly said, like, for a second, I really think it was the Smithsonian
Yeah,
because that was the first thought I had was like, they're in DC, she in DC, but then
right.
she was in Chicago, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying. And then, so that's another thing about the show. This traveling. How big is America? How big is Lovecraft's America? Because they was in Boston and got to Chicago in a tunnel.
Yeah.
What kind of tunnel are these? This some whole this like a whole hyperbaric chamber game down here.
Well, I guess if you go through the center of the earth and don't have to follow the curvature of the earth, it might be, a straight line is a shorter distance.
That's true, but like, I mean, I guess you got a point, man. Like, whoever built this thing is wild. Yeah, like because they were in Boston and they were in that museum, and I was like, man, that look like the Smithsonian too. Like, what's going on? Are they filming this in DC? But I think they aren't they filming it in Atlanta? That's where they film everything.
Yeah, they film everything in Atlanta.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be Chicago too. I don't know. I didn't read the stay till after the credits yet. I hadn't had an after credits episode. Episode 3 came close.
Right.
But yeah, we ain't got hit with that one yet. But yeah, they so she drives and white girl drives, run through the stop signs, almost hit people on the side, and gets to Letty's house. And Letty is literally covered by the blood.
Right. She covered in
Literally
blood.
covered by the blood. The white girl thought she was just gonna storm in there and got smacked in the face.
Mm-hmm. That ain't nothing but the blood.
That was nothing but the blood of Jesus. I was singing all the gospel hymns. Like I was like, what can wash away my sins?
Nothing but the blood. Then you got to sing the last line of Jesus.
What can make me whole again?
Nothing but the blood of Hallelujah.
Oh man. When I saw that, Mike, I almost pricked my finger and went and wiped my door outside. It came that close. Because
right.
I had, you always had that one neighbor that you'd be like, I don't want them to come over here. No more.
Bruh, I was going to text you this right before the show, but my neighbor put a Trump sign in his yard today.
So,
Bruh, I'm going to escalate this shit. This might be where the Civil War starts. Because I damn if I didn't go online and buy the biggest Black Lives Matter flag that they sell and hang this shit outside my house.
Like,
they about to be mad as fuck. They about to tell everybody no signs.
Man, like, it's still so funny to me. Like, knowing where I grew up, man, like being up here, seeing white people with Black Lives Matter signs in their yard is like, it blows my mind. Because I'm like, fam, really? So, oh man, yeah, that's crazy. It's going to get crazier and crazier the closer we get. Like, I saw a report today, man. Biden said he told the folks about Lewis Latimer. I was like, word? Did you hear about that?
Shit, bro. Before this shit over, man, Biden gonna come out in a dashiki.
Nah, they already did the dashiki. He got to come out with something else now. Like, if he come out,
I know what it's gonna do. He gonna end all his speeches with "I say."
I think, man, when we get to the cold climates, if Biden come out rocking a Charlotte Hornet starter jacket from the 90s.
No, like, he need to watch a Georgetown one.
With the Hoyas hat, the old school hat.
Right, in honor of John Thompson, bro.
He ain't that woke, Mike. I think he just woke enough. I mean, he got enough like goofy grifters around him to say, "Hey, put on this starter jacket." He probably ain't gonna go Hoyas. If he go full Hoya, then he might. I don't know. It might come within a couple points. But yeah, man. They had the blood on the door, and we got some exposition. Old girl was trying to promote feminism and dividing the black man and the black woman, saying, the only thing special about him, it ain't nothing really special about him. The blood is just kind of made up. And then she looked down and was like, well, maybe one thing. Yeah. And so, she was thinking about. Yeah. What I like is seeing Letty, aka the Smollett walk. When the Smollett walk happened, like she hunk her shoulders up like this, and like she be like Aunt Viv when she was doing the dance move on Fresh Prince, and she do that walk, man, and like she be intense, man. It's like the ground move when she walk, and she walked all the way to the library to check Tick and his little son at the library about everything that was
Right.
going on. So
Right.
yeah, what you thought, man? What you thought about those scenes?
Well, the first thing I thought was, first of all, who painted that bullshit on the sidewalk and chalk? Like, white people have chalk at their house. I thought only black people have chalk at their house.
It said black and then the arrow. White chalk. Yeah.
So I didn't know that, but who knows? And then, so I like the fact that the blood was there, and so but Letty seemed annoying to me, like showing up at the library, while dude trying to study.
Right.
And this shit, man. Like, leave that man alone, man.
Let that man read. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was peace. You can't come in scream whispering. You know what I mean? He's trying to download this. He's trying to download 400 years. Well, it was 350 years, I guess, at that point.
So what did you think about the scene of the white girl when she went to the police station?
So that was like the epitome of white privilege. She kept her hands in her pockets, and she was just kind of bossing out. Like,
yeah,
she swagged out on old dude.
I mean, you know what I'm really asking, right? Like, why did they put her in those pants, man?
that was. I was trying to figure out which. That was the epitome of a Belk outfit.
Yeah.
Belk sells clothes.
No, bro, that was like, that might have been from QVC or BC Moores.
I think it was it was a store in Birmingham called Altered State, and they sold like weird clothes like that.
Yeah, it's the clothes where white women get their clothes from. Like, it's a different one in every city, man, because it's not a chain.
It's not, and it's like the clothes are just like, they're just randomly like stitched together. Like the legs be longer than the other leg.
Yeah, and they always go up to like a couple inches below the titties.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me ask you this: what if those stores are just fronts for the sons of Adam or sons of Zion or whatever the group is named? Like, what if the 34 stores, the stores that sell white women clothes?
Because they're always on the outskirts or something.
Right. Like, whenever you see a white woman with jeans that got elastic in them, she might be part of a secret society, bro.
She the feds, bro.
I ain't never seen no jeans with elastic, but they sell them. You see white women with them all the time.
Yeah. They have the beltless loops, and they go straight down too. Like,
they go straight down in the front.
Straight down in the yeah. I mean, it don't even look like the pocket open up. Like, it's just straight down, and I don't know what you put in there. You know what I'm saying? You can't put no keys or nothing in it.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell they keep their keys.
Yeah, that is interesting, man. Yeah, she always having the weird outfits. Now, when she drive, she had a hat. She had a church lady hat cocked to the side, and she tried to be thugged out.
She have a good collection of legit pastor's anniversary usher board hats, man.
Yeah, I think she is. I think Women's Day has been gentrified.
Yeah,
and I think she's signaling to all the whites that this is how you could look in a church hat.
Right.
So watch, all the whites gonna start rocking them now. It's gonna be crazy whenever we come out of COVID again.
No, I don't think you can get those hats unless you have the Holy Ghost.
Very true. Very true. We learned about what the little planetarium thing was. It's called an orrery, and old girl just took it out the house.
Right.
And then wait, going back to the white girl thing. Why this big bad villain? Why her name Christina? Like, that is not a villain name. Like you got magic spells and all of that. Like, I'm not afraid of a Christina. Like, if you was like,
but she's white, man. I'm sorry. Like, she a white girl though, just like she said in the last episode. You
I
can't
guess
go
I know too many black Christinas to where it
right,
don't really have the same.
right.
I mean, are white women named Christina? Like I
I
don't.
think so.
Hmm.
Christina Aguilera.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true. And she could sing too.
Hmm.
Maybe she a Braithwaite.
Might be. You never know,
Might
bro.
be, might be. But no, the orrery thing. Sister girl took it out of the house and took it to the wherever she working.
Yeah.
And so it's just sitting there chilling. And then that dude that came up and was looking at it, he looked just like comedian Benji Brown. I was like, man, look at Benji Brown in this thing. Oh, look, that ain't Benji Brown. Anyway, um, we go to Aunt Viv, dark skinned Aunt Viv was at the bar singing, and she got drunk. She was lit. Well, at first
I don't think she was drunk. She
no,
was.
she no, I remember she was playing and she got drunk.
Oh, I thought she was just mad because of that shit at the store when they hired the
Well,
woman.
I think it was both. I think she was mad and she was lit off of it. And then Buddy came in and smashed her with the white dick.
Yeah.
And like, how like were they at his house or did they go back to letting them house?
I think I don't know, man, because I thought that was his whole point was, to get somebody to let him into Letty them house. But it don't seem like they was at Letty them house because I don't remember them stairs where he was hitting on. I don't remember that at Letty house.
Yeah, man. He seemed to have read the book on how to smash the black women. You know what I'm saying? Like he held her so she wouldn't like slide down the stairs.
Right,
And that's some hard stairs too. It ain't even had no carpet on it. So
right,
like she just had to kind of take it. And it was weird, man. Like I was like, dang man, you just gonna fall for Buddy, huh? And
right.
like that's how it be, Mike. That's how it be, man.
I think like she in that position. Like first of all, man, like I like her. Buddy finna do her bad, man.
Yeah, yeah.
He
He
just
is.
look evil, man.
He
Like you
do,
don't.
man. I'm telling you, he got the Eric Northman look.
Yeah,
He got
he look
straight
like the
up.
devil, man. If you
Yeah.
when you meet the devil, that's how he's gonna look.
Yep. With the blonde, with the part, and the
Mm-hmm.
intense eyes, and the Botox face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the straight up Botox. Um, hey, so another thing, I know we kind of jumping around, but like I love how everybody like piled into the car to drive to Boston.
Right.
And like it felt like a family reunion trip. And I hate family reunion trips. Like, and they was getting in the car. It looked like a little. I mean, they piled what like 15 niggas in the back of that car,
Yeah. Hey,
and
bro,
like,
my family literally, we used to road trip in a car. It was not as old as that, but it
mhm.
was a station wagon with wood on the sides. And it was
Oh
so many
man,
of us, man, that I had to sit in the back part, like the luggage shit. Like,
in the luggage compartment.
what we used to call it was the way back. Like you got the back seat and then you got the way back. And I used to have to ride in the way back.
okay, the way back.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, man, they had like all the stuff piled in there, and like what was that? Was that a Buick Roadmaster?
That shit
Like
was
what?
fire though. That shit was fire. Like Woody didn't look like it was that clean when they had that shit in Autumn, did it?
No, I don't think he did. I don't think he
Yeah.
did.
That shit was clean when it pulled out this time though.
Yeah. Well, what you thought about Toothpick Man? Toothpick Man jumping in to ride to Philly,
Who is that
and
dude? Like I know he the dude from the bar, but who is he? Like you
he
think he's a
said,
spy?
"I wonder who he is," because like when they showed, when they were talking at the bar, Tick, Letty, and Montrose was talking at the bar. Like you could see him at the bar staring, looking, and then when they were back there talking, he just kept walking by. Like he that dude you always gotta watch.
Yeah.
Like always gotta watch. Like, you know, like you even like me and you talking, like you put your hand in your pocket, you have to like, you know, jump back in and out the conversation because you don't know what he on. You
Right.
never know what he on. It's
Right.
kind of like,
Because you know he kind of put Tick on the path to Autumn by telling, "Hey, yo, it's a lady in a silver car," and that's kind of what put him on the path to Autumn. So don't never forget, like he sent Tick out there while old boy was, you know, getting his business done.
yeah, at the bar and everything. He brought that up. And then he tried to insinuate that Montrose got down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
he was on
it
the
might
gay
be true
side of the
though.
game. Huh?
It might be true. That might be how they reveal that Montrose ain't Tick Daddy.
That and it could blur the line of him being Omar.
Right.
It might do a seance and bring Omar back.
Because remember he said like Tick mama used to be mad at him all the time.
Right,
He
right.
sing a song.
Right. And then maybe she ran to George and I like all of that is wild and they building it up to be so obvious that like I'm kind of hoping that it be something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that I don't want him to be gay because like it don't like it'll be too predictable considering
Yeah.
you know like this bar.
They just telegraphed it so far.
Yeah, you didn't telegraph it so hard, so obviously. So
So let me ask you this though. Here's a little thing. Like what there is something about the connection from George to Tick, and they're telegraphing something with the little girl too. Like she is.
yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be.
Like
Maybe she got the blood too.
if she got the blood right, then that might explain. But if she got the blood and show up in Autumn, them niggas might get her, son.
And then, oh yeah, they might do experience.
Because
They
they
might
headed
try.
to Autumn.
They are, and that ain't really what you want.
Ah, bro.
And you don't want them, you know, capturing an old girl and then it turn into a uh so Henrietta Lacks situation. They
Yeah.
start to birth them little oh man, they finna run into the monsters, Mike.
Yep.
God dog, man. And old girl don't even know.
Yeah.
And so
Maybe they could get out in time because the sheriff dead, right?
the sheriff one of the monsters.
Yeah.
I don't remember them killing them. Well, I know it was a bunch of sheriffs. So they all of them
No,
monsters
but the
now.
main sheriff, the sheriff who was the one who was known for.
Yeah. I think he died. I think they ran over him or something.
So but we got to go ahead and get to the whole ass Indiana Jones shit.
Yeah, man. So they went to the museum and I mean I'm telling you it was full National Treasure Nicolas Cage.
Moonlight reflecting on
Right. Old girl got the map out broke the glass, got the map out, and then they dropped down. Now they had three choices of where to go. And Tick looked like he found a route. Like, what do you think was down that route that they didn't go to?
I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah. Like that's one of them things like when I'm playing video games, like they give you those choices like that, and they'll try to lead you to the obvious path, or I guess to move the storyline apart. But then you got the other rooms, and then like I started going to the other rooms just to see what's in there. And so they went down this path, and man, it's dark. They brought the scythe from Game of Thrones.
yeah, I think what if one of those rooms, one of those halls led to the vault where Khaleesi, remember she locked that dude in the vault?
Oh, and Karth.
Yeah. I think that was one of the vaults. I think the other hallway probably led to that house, to the basement of that house, that empty building where Omar killed Stringer Bell.
I think that because they kind of hinted at this, right? The other route, the third route, it actually led to the back door of Tommy's job
At Martin.
on Martin, where they was trying to figure out where he worked and they couldn't
Right.
figure it out. So
Right.
I think that's where it went to. So
right. Or it might have been the room on Family Matters where the sister went up and never came back. It might have led there though.
Well, if that would have happened, it would have opened up into a porno, because old girl never came back down to start doing porno up in that room. So yeah, they would have it been lights, camera, action up in that. I mean,
one door did kind of lead to a porno.
Which one? Oh,
the door that they went through. It
did, man. They climbed through that thing, right, and he remembered the little spell. Adam, first Adam, Eve next. Adam killed, guy killed Eve, and all that bullshit. The monsters came. I would have been fucked up because I couldn't remember shit. But yeah, they had to press that in, and then they get in the room.
Yeah.
Pocahontas got a dick. What
So when Omar remembered the pin number to the Temple of Doom, and it opened, and they went in there, and it was a hermaphrodite.
Right. Is that what it was, Mike?
I don't know. Some people are born with male and female genitalia, and some people are born with none. I think she was born like it was a female. I don't know if she had both genitalia or just.
She had balls, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know we don't know if she had a vagina too. So you don't know if she had both or just. She might have been like, a minotaur is a human up top and a horse at the bottom. She was woman up top and man at the bottom.
I mean, I don't even know if there is even a pronoun to describe
there is.
What Pocahontas was. It was just like, you got to say it.
Nah, you got to say them or they.
It was.
I guess she. I mean, they called her she, right?
No, I think I think it was an all love. Like, that's the pronoun. All love. And like, cause I mean, what was she? It was a zombie. It was a woman. It was a man. She
was a skeleton at first.
She was a skeleton. She was Tales from the Crypt. Motherfucker was a Native American, an Indian.
Not a Native American. She was a Arapaho. That meant she came from like the Caribbean islands, like Guyana. They said he went to he was raiding other countries. But the Arapaho and the Taino, literally, man. See, this is what I'm saying. How they put shit in this show in that craft. That's history, right? So when white people, the biggest genocide I'm talking about, bigger than the Jews, bigger than any genocide in the world, were the white people wiping out the Taino, the Carib, and the Arapaho. Those were the original people in the Caribbean islands. And like they literally, like just ain't no more. Like it's zero. Like there ain't no more. It ain't no like very few left. It ain't no more, bruh. White people wiped out the whole tribe of people when they came to America, right? And so, one of the things that's just as a side note is like what you see as like Jamaican food and Cuban food and food from those Caribbean islands. That shit is some shit white people made up, bro. Ain't no more original people from there. Like what happened was when people start going to those places for vacation, like white people just said, "Hey, this Cuban food," or "Hey, this is so and so food." But anyway, so the Arapaho were like original people of the earth, and I guess white people, when after they wipe your ass and out and genocide you, they give you mystical qualities. That's the
they do what?
They give you ascribe mystical qualities to. Right. That's why white people in the 70s had like this fascination with American Indians. Right. So she was a Arapaho. Right.
Okay.
She was not a rapper.
Ho.
No.
She was not that. Okay.
No, okay. Like that was not Cardi B, bro. I know what you was gonna say. I know you.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna ask, Mike, was she what Biden speak about when they say BIPOC? Because it was a whole lot of like it was everything.
She actually is indigenous person of color. She just ain't black. So she an IPOC.
But see, he trying to put all of them into the reparations claim and then say BIPOC.
I don't think nobody trying to put them in, but U.S. people just saying that shit. But okay.
literally her. I was like, dang, man, this is what they meant by BIPOC. This motherfucker came out all love.
Yeah. She wasn't black.
Huh?
She was not black.
That was the only thing. Like, yeah, she had like dark hair, but like that don't make you black. Like just like the ancestors, just because you old and black and die don't make you an ancestor.
Nah, bro. You gotta get the ancestor certificate, bro.
Right. Now she actually had a certificate that she was holding,
right,
which was the papers. These waterproof papers.
Yeah.
What did they write on, Mike? Was this like it looked like it was inscribed on some aluminum foil that they didn't wrap the food up with before,
I think it was
before the whites came and wiped them out.
I think like when you go to a restaurant in the hood and they give you a meat and 3 sides, and then they put that paper over it, and then they put your biscuit on top of that, so when you in the car, your biscuit won't sop up the gravy. That was that paper, a roll of that paper that they put. It's under biscuit paper, I think is the technical name of it.
Under biscuit paper?
Uh-huh.
It's okay. Because what it looked like to me was like they had it rolled up and it normally be in the little box. But a lot of time we leave the box in the drawer with the lid open, and then you try to close the drawer and it break the box.
Yeah.
So now you just got aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And he ain't got no rubber band around it.
I don't understand. Either the aluminum foil industry needs to get shallower rolls of aluminum foil, or the drawer industry need to make some deeper aluminum foil drawers.
That's what it is.
One of these things got to give, man.
Some got to give, because old girl had been holding on to the aluminum foil for 600 years.
But man, you be fucked. You be fucked up if you go somewhere and don't have no aluminum foil.
Like, man, it's the worst. It's the worst. And I can only imagine, like, not only she probably wrote all her notes down on the box,
right?
And then the box break, and now you got to use aluminum foil to write on, which means you got to use a special pen that got like little spells and stuff on it.
Yeah. And so it was.
I can only imagine. That's why she woke up mad, screaming.
Right. These motherfuckers done took my aluminum foil. That's why she woke up.
That's why she was like that, man. She was like, God damn, bitch.
Right.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And then they had everybody like sitting around the table. Then they had the skeleton of the side chick and her side baby not being able to sit down with the rest of the family. And like Letty looked at that, and I guess she felt like compassion because she was like the half sister of her family. She the side baby of her family, so that's why she looked at it like that.
So let me ask you this: was it just a continuity error, or did it mean something when when Letty told old dude that she fucked him in high school? Because she said she was a virgin last week.
No, because Tick, I guess her and Tick talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
and because Buddy was lying on his dick in the last episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Nigga was selling wolf tickets. Wolf, that's gonna be his name, wolf tickets. Nigga said his name Tree. That was the dumbest line ever, bro. Is that how they pulled up on the ladies back in the 50s?
I mean, those lines got dumb, man, because we done heard them before, because they was invented in the 50s, man.
Oh yeah, it is true. It was fresh back then, huh?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Hey, another that's hilarious. He probably that's who he is, Mike. He is a old line generator. Like he was the one who
He might
probably
be he the ancestor to all fuck boys. He might be the original fuck boy.
that could be it. Either that or he hadn't had any like hotepetry yet. But like he could be along that lineage too, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, he more fuck boy ish because I think he so like he be telling on people, right? Like he sit back there when no boy was doing his business, right?
Yeah.
Try to insinuate that Tick daddy was gay, which whether he is or not, you don't tell nobody's son that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he lied on his dick. Like that's like he got all the qualities of a fuckboy. Like all the people in all qualities in all human beings exist in Africa, right? Like all qualities in all fuckboys exist in him.
Very true, very true. I was trying to think of like some famous contemporary black people that got caught lying about.
Jesse Smollett.
That's what I was literally about to say.
Yeah.
That's Jesse Smollett's daddy.
Yeah.
Granddad. Well, no, it'd be his granddad. It'd be his granddad. That's what that is. Golly, that's where he came from, Mike.
That's how I got that job, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense now. Shout out to sound design too, man. I be paying attention to the music and the sound and make it, it kind of build an intent. It actually provides feeling and meaning for the scenes.
Yeah. And see, I listen to mine in 5.1 HD Dolby surround sound. So y'all can't see it, but it's like a speaker right here, a speaker right there, one right there. So yeah, the sound design on the show is outstanding, bro.
It is, in this episode compared to like the other episodes, like it was a lot more light in this episode. Like it was a lot of daytime scenes, and they gave you like this happy like Lifetime Family Channel movie, or not Lifetime, because Lifetime don't give you happy stuff. Like Family Channel music, like they was.
Yeah, I noticed that too, man.
Yeah,
like the scoring of the not the scoring of this the daytime scenes was totally different, almost. And I don't even think it's the daytime scenes. Check this out, right? This is what I noticed. It's above ground and underground.
Nice.
Like they should be happy when they above ground, bro.
Nice. So that is true. That's true. Yeah, because I was thinking about like just last episode was just so dark, and like the music. I mean, even the gospel songs that they chose was like dark gospel songs, but they be lit though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
those songs that make you scared of the Holy Ghost.
It's like for real, like I remember like my mama told me the story about if you lie, you be in the danger of hell's fire. And like all my life, I'm thinking about, damn man, like look at that lake over there. What if it was fire? Like you can't tell little kids Bible stories.
Nah,
Like,
bro.
man, my
Nah.
mama gonna hit me with all the scary stories, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like when Jesus now was on the boat and it was like a water spout, and like his homies was like, "Hey man, Jesus, wake up!" Like Jesus was in the bottom of the boat and he was knocked out cold, and it was like a whole hurricane outside. And Jesus was like, "Man, why y'all tripping?" And then he stopped the storm, and then said they ain't have no faith. Like, fam, what are you doing? Yeah, but no, like you feel these scenes, like you feel like like the weight of these scenes, and like this one, like they kept giving you like this adventure music until, like you said, so they got below. Like once they got below, like shit went all the way left. The plank started disappearing and like you intense. And it really felt like I mean, I'm telling you, like it was straight up Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
because like he threw the bag, but it dropped the bag, and then
This thing was disappearing.
the thing was disappearing, and then he jumped and then make it, and then Letty scared of the dark a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like all the I mean, she was scared of that sight, but like it was kind of like, it gave you this fear of the dark, of the unknown. That was crazy, man. Yeah, I mean, so many episodes. I mean, so many things to look at, and then you get to like the final scene where I mean, towards the end of the episode where Letty, Tick, Pocahontas, and Montrose are all trying to swim. And they say black people can't swim, but old girl swam and got the aluminum foil,
Right.
and took the elevator up. And like that was a proud moment in Black history. Like that is definitely breaking barriers. It showed that we can swim. Even though 70% of us cannot, but this is nice to see the 30% out here not drowning.
Right.
Yeah.
So so we can wrap up, man, but I want to know if you've noticed this, right? So there's a story that is a narrative that is running through the show. Of course, like we want to know what the hell this secret society is, what it has to do with Tick, why this woman want Tick, all of this, right? But there's a thing that I noticed is that this is really an anthology series, right?
Mm.
Check this out. Every episode, it's like kind of like in the horror genre, right? We can all agree that this is like the horror kind of scary movie genre, right?
Mm.
But every episode is a different kind of horror genre, right? Like, so the first episode, what you see, it was just monsters and one of those like crazy monsters that you gotta run from. Like white people were the monsters and they had to run from them, the sheriff. And then the monsters were the monsters, they had to run from them, the sheriff. So there's a parallel to monsters, and it was just like one of the crazy monster movies, right? So then the second episode was when the white people, was casting spells and they tried to fucking tie Tick up and take him to the Garden of Eden. And you have those horror movies where it's always like witches, a witch movie, right? Like you called it Black True, but it's basically like a witch movie, right? Motherfucker who be casting spells. And in this case, the white people were scarier than this. Like they had the scariest dreams that you can imagine, right? And when they woke up, the white people were scarier than that. So it was a witch, right? So that was a witch movie. So the third episode last week was like The Exorcist. It was an exorcism, really, like a kind of ghost, poltergeist, exorcist shit, right?
Yeah.
And but black people were the ghosts, and they weren't as scary as the white people who were alive, right?
Exactly.
So it's an anthology. This week, what was this week? Like we've been saying all show, Gary Indiana Jones. It was like, these ghosts and an adventure and damn booby traps, and none of that shit was scarier than the motherfuckers who sent them there. The white people,
The white
right?
people.
Right. So it's an anthology series, and it looks to me because you can when you look at each different episode, it's almost like a whole different kind of film, right? Like you were saying, like this episode was a lot happier, and they showed the museum, and it was towering. And last week was almost all underground, and it was cramped, and it was moist and dank, right? So like every episode, it's like an anthology series of the whole horror genre, right?
Yeah. So, man, now you got me wondering, like, what other
We got to see,
forms of art? So,
like somebody like a Michael or Jason with
yeah,
like the chainsaw, the crazy mass motherfucker with the chainsaw that chase you.
we gotta have like a Frankenstein. We had like a Frankenstein kind of
Nah,
thing.
we hadn't had that yet. Just think about all the other kinds of scary movies, man.
You think we'll
Like
get
remember
like
they
a?
had Ouija board shit, like the ghost and Ouija board shit, like
You
back to
think
life shit.
you think we'll get like a Gremlins?
I guess the first episode was like that, but they might meet the monsters again next week. You
Like,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, because the
I don't
monsters
know. You
really
got me
wasn't that
thinking.
scary because they didn't bother the black people.
Wait, which ones? You talking about the first one?
Yeah,
Well, they was about to, but then old girl blew the whistle.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Yeah, man. No, you just dropped some mic facts on that one. Yeah, that's definitely something to look out for as the season roll on. It was weird. It's weird having it released. We watched it on a non-Sunday, so I guess next week we'll be back on like our regular time. But I still think though. Oh, and then maybe Tree, Toothpick Man can be your Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Cause how he gonna get back to Chicago if she is heading if sister girl, what's her name? Apollonia?
Hippolyta.
Yeah. If Apollonia she was heading back to Chicago, and then she's turning around to head to Artem.
Yeah, man, they have a lot of gas money. Like those cars used to drink a lot of gas, but for some reason they don't they don't worry about no gas money, man. Like they
Yeah, I
must
mean,
sell a lot of green books.
I like how Letty was saying, yeah, it's gonna be 15 hours. Like, bro, man, y'all gonna be there in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, and then you back. Yeah, and then just to close it out, man, Omar slits Pocahontas' throat.
Yeah, man.
Real sad about that. Because
You know,
I
that's
really
another
wanted to
thing
see.
I always notice about horror movies and TV in general. Like knives be sharp as fuck on TV.
Man, but they don't be like that in real. Well, I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
Mike. We got some knives from our wedding, man. Like these knives cut America. Like they
Bruh,
ain't no joke. Like
bruh,
the air blade.
but you know how much a good knife costs, bro? I have some good knives. You know what I'm saying? Good knives
Yeah.
cost a lot. This nigga can't afford no cups to drink his liquor, but he got some damn Ginsu knives just laying around the house. That he could just like one must be just in his pocket.
Right. I mean, they yeah, but and he got that wasn't even no knife, was it? That was like it looked like he did some keys or something. Like
I don't know
it
what he
wasn't
had.
no it wasn't no it wasn't no Cutco knife he used. You know what I'm saying? And he sliced the old girl throat, man. I was mad as hell about that. So now what? Like he the real villain? Well, I mean he not the main villain, but he is enough of a villain that Tick and Letty gonna have to address it.
Yeah.
And I think next episode, like we're gonna get like a full, like we're gonna have a come to Jesus meeting with him. Just to kind of figure out like where we go from here.
Okay, so here's the before we go. I looked up a thing. Here is like the subgenres of horror. This is not a comprehensive list, but there's slasher horror. We haven't really seen any slasher. Like that's what I was talking about. Jason,
Oh
like
yeah, the slash. Okay, okay.
like slasher movies. Then you got zombie movies, which is kind of what we saw this week, right? Like kind of zombies, kind of.
Well, no, we saw zombies last week. That would be last week.
Well, no, because they weren't zombies. That's
These
another
were
genre.
ghosts.
They were
They were more
ghosts.
ghosts. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ghosts.
yeah, yeah.
Ghosts and poltergeists, right?
Yeah.
Zombies are what basically old girl was. She came back from the dead.
Okay.
And then you got gothic genre, supernatural drama, post-apocalyptic drama, and then monster/creatures.
Yeah, we got that one in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the different facets of whiteness that Black America has had to deal with in our
Right.
time in this country. So
They're really making a point to go through every subgenre of horror and say, yeah, but white people worse.
yeah, man. Hey, we even got we got the aliens. That was in the first episode.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna come back at some point because they reference Jackie Robinson twice.
All this stuff about the solar system and two suns and old girl writing this story about like all of that shit coming back, bro.
Yeah. And then they tease the time machine too, Mike.
Right.
So man,
And something's locked in that shit, that solar system shit. That she
well, I mean, I think what it is, I forgot who told the joke, but it was like white people always want to use their time machine to go back. They never want to go forward because they don't want to see how the revolution treats them in the future. I forgot which comedian told that joke.
Yeah.
I feel like that was an old Chris Rock joke or something. But yeah. But we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. We got a long break till next week, but it'll be here for you know it. So man, I'm the one and only BStuc.
I'm Michael Harriot.
We are the real Negus, That Crab.
That crab.
We the real Negus and we back.
For that ass.
That crab. HBO got a show about blacks.
And it's not even whack.
It's not whack. Peace.